That's some bourbon.
Oh, we should talk about our favorite bourbons next, Keenan.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you had it before?
Sounds rolling, Keenan. You've got record permissions.
You have permissions.
Stylish.
Keenan.
We're ready to roll.
Everything's stylish.
Everything's rolling.
We don't want to hold you up, sir.
So I think I've done a lot of the shit in this area.
Do you have that Apex Predator yet?
Not yet. I don't know.
All right, I'm
if
rolling.
missing
I'm rolling
something.
now.
All right, we're all rolling and we're all here.
Well,
together.
maybe there's no Apex Predator in this area.
Yeah, I might just move on for now.
There's got to be. We can move on.
I just really want to see you get all the landmarks in one area so you can get the evolution for that.
Oh right.
But
this is.
But that's me. That's just me.
How many more landmarks?
It always
do I need?
is.
Let's see.
You need two more in this area.
I need 2 more in the other one. I feel like the last 2 are like tricky to find.
Did they do it a little
could it
tricky?
Could it be those 2 question marks?
Maybe, but I can't get to those because both of these require me to be an adult.
Oh, yeah. Fuck it then. Just fuck it. Dude, just fuck it.
I'm just gonna keep going, man. Just fuck it.
Yeah, what's the next area you can go to?
It looks like, I guess any of these really.
Wow, you've done a lot of exploring.
Just see what's up with something.
Oh, there's my
78,
progress
64.
on each area. Okay.
9% over there. So I feel the need to just because I have to. It's got to be resolved for me. So we got to do. Welcome back, Patrick Cash. Thanks for joining us. The game we're looking at right now on the screen is Maneater, a fresh release, hot off the press. Hot off the presses. This was a suggestion Keenan had, right? Keenan, this was your idea.
Jimmy,
you found Maneater.
it.
Very nice. It's a locally made game, locally to us, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
in Roswell, Georgia.
Which is dope. So far, we're enjoying it.
I'm having a good time watching. It's certainly making me want to play it.
Yo, yeah, you've been fiending for it the whole time.
I'm fiending for any kind of new, quarantine time is super devoid of new experiences. So
It's getting a bit dull for everyone.
Yeah, I'm really fiending for just any kind of different anything.
Yeah. And watching Maneater, watching Jimmy Pone Maneater is giving a little bit of that, I hope, satisfaction. But
I mean,
you really, to get the full experience, you got to play it, huh?
Oh, well, yeah, because of my control issues.
Yeah. And also just, it's how games kind of are.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get...
can't experience them until you play them.
There's nothing real, to me, that's what the best Let's Plays do, is they don't necessarily have to give me a lot of information, but I want them to sell the game to me to an extent, to watch it and then be able to be like, oh yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah, maybe we should try to do a better job of kind of like trying to let the viewer know kind of all the areas of this game that we've explored. Not literally, but I mean kind of like all the things about this game that are to be presented as enjoyable things. So Jimmy, as the main player of Maneater so far, what do you like in best, man?
I mean, the gameplay is real smooth, and it's just really fun to swim around as a shark and just destroy stuff. I never would have guessed that a game where you're a shark and you just go around eating animals and people could be so fun.
A good amount, I noticed, because I played the first 4 episodes, and I noticed a good amount of satisfaction that I did not know existed there. That is Pork Chop chomping on some shit of his. Give me that shit. A cow. That's something I noticed, though, man, when I played the first 4 episodes, was that, wow, I never knew how much fun I would have being a shark, eating some losers off of their fun summer trips they're taking.
Like that guy right there.
Just chomping on some boners.
Yeah,
it's really satisfying.
No offense to like people who like are like have boats and like party with people on other boats and have yachts and shit, but like I am okay with seeing those people who spend their time on boats getting eaten.
Getting man-eaten.
Yeah, getting man-eaten.
So we got a cutscene.
Fuck.
Oh, there he is.
What is his name
Does
again?
he have a hook arm now? A hook hand?
Scaly Pete.
Yep, Scaly Pete.
Oh, he's got a hook, dude. Classic.
Yeah, now he's Hook Hand Pete.
Bit of a cliche there, Pete.
Your son sucks.
He's disappointed. He knows more than anybody the disappointment.
Oh, dude, he has a claw like Buster in Arrested Development that you can like open and close.
I mean, that's what makes most sense. A double hook.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, where are we as far as prosthetic limbs go now?
I think it depends how much money you have.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, no doubt. Because
He seems a bit calmer now, a bit more relaxed.
well, now you know he's in full Ahab mode, dude.
Oh yeah, he's gone off the deep end.
Yeah, like the shark bit his fucking hand off, man. He has one singular solitary purpose, and that purpose is to kill that motherfucking shark that bit his motherfucking hand.
Seems like this is shaping up to be the main bad guy.
Yeah, I assume he's the last bounty hunter you have to kill.
What if I just figured that out?
I can't wait to eat his guts.
I think something's going on with this guy.
I think there might be some sort of
Something's gonna
rivalry
matter.
here.
Something. He's gonna remember something.
Connor, could you shed some light on what your favorite game is?
Well, Jimmy wasn't done, but
okay.
I can pick one, and it's not gonna be like it's gonna come with a lot of disclaimers. But yeah, I got something in mind. But I was gonna let Jimmy finish his round up first.
Yeah, so some other ones that come to mind. I'm really
Because
excited.
the top you mentioned, just if anybody just tuned in this time and didn't watch last time, Jimmy mentioned God of War.
Yep.
And what other game?
I don't know if I mentioned another one after that. Then we started talking about Horizon Zero Dawn a little bit.
Again, yeah, Keenan's favorite game of all time.
But some other ones that come to mind, and The Last of Us 2 comes out in a few weeks, and I'm really excited about that. I really enjoyed the first game.
The Last of Us.
Yeah, that's it's like a third-person action game, and the combat in that game just feels like so up close and personal. I don't think I'd ever really played a third-person game where you're just like, it's just real satisfying, just like bashing those mutant things up close with like a bat, or like having to sneak around them. Or
it's like a very intense kind of like zombie game.
It is really intense, yeah. And so I'm excited about the second one to come out.
And it's spooky, isn't it? You played this, Keenan?
Man, so I played a tiny bit, but I couldn't get into it because I really hate games that make you conserve resources.
Oh, you like to go ham with your
I
loot.
like to be able to kill everything, and Last of Us requires you, because you have limited resources, so it requires you to make choices
as you
of
go.
who you kill and who you sneak past, and
it doesn't just let you hoard resources.
Yeah, that's just not my type of game, and I'm not that type of player.
Makes sense.
I tried for a while, but I found I was getting more frustrated than anything else, and I was spending way too much time on singular areas. Like, clearly the game wanted me to move on by now, but I was still like, no, I have to kill every zombie in this area.
Gotcha.
But that's
So
not what the game requires of you.
not a big hit with Keenan, but Last of Us comes highly recommended from Jimmy.
I mean, the consensus seems to be Last of Us is great. I mean,
it makes sense that it's a personality thing with you, Keenan, that makes you not like that game, but it makes sense. So,
Sam Raimi is supposed to make a Last of Us movie, if I remember correctly.
Sam Raimi, the
Evil Dead, Spider-Man.
Gotcha,
He's done a lot of horror stuff.
Gotcha.
Drag Me to Hell, I believe, was Sam Raimi. He's a big horror guy. The Evil Dead series is how he started.
Nice. So, Jimmy, what else is in your list?
Red Dead 2 is definitely in there. I enjoyed the original, and then Red Dead 2 is probably just one of the most impressive games I've ever played. They created such a crazy world that feels alive. Like, all the people in that game that you encounter, they don't feel like NPCs that are just kind of programmed to run the same cycle over and over again. And I think a lot of people had problems with that game because I think the realism side, like looting bodies, you actually have to like go through his pockets and stuff. And I think people had a problem with the gameplay maybe being a little too slow for that reason. But I kind of enjoy that about it. And yeah, that game is just massive, and everything about it, the gameplay, the visuals, the voice actors and the characters, it's definitely up there.
I heard a lot of good stuff.
So
about
you,
the acting.
Because I remember you being super stoked about it coming out, because you
we didn't see Jimmy for 7 weeks.
You like the first, you like the first one so much, but so now you can unequivocally say like you like the second one more than the first one.
I do. Yeah, I think I do.
It
like
met
the
and
second one
exceeded
more.
your expectations.
Yep.
Nice.
For sure.
Because that's rare, man. That's rare that they get a sequel right on, unless, you know, because the thing about God of War was it's technically the fourth one, right?
Yeah,
Like, they
as
just
far as
called
like
it-
the main timeline, I know there are more God of War games, but I don't know where they fit into like the rest of
Right.
of the timeline that they did.
So to me, that was, you know, a completely, even though they're using an established character in an established world, they're kind of, it's kind of a reboot almost in the way that, you know, it's completely different style of game than the original ones. So usually it's very rare for them to nail it on a sequel. Because, you know, I think one of my, in my top 5 is Fallout 3. But, you know, Fallout 3 was the first Fallout by Bethesda. Like, another company came up with the IP and made Fallout 1 and 2, and Fallout 1 and 2 were drastically different from Fallout 3. So technically, Fallout 3 is a first Fallout game. You know, it was the first one made by Bethesda, and it was the first one made in that open world first-person style. And certainly, to me, every follow-up to Fallout 3 has been found lacking. But also, that's my opinion. A lot of people like New Vegas.
Yeah, I wish I would have gotten more into Fallout 3 and New Vegas when like closer to when those came out, because
Yeah.
I don't think I've really played those until a few years down the road, and by then I still enjoy them, but by then I feel like the gameplay just felt kind of clunky.
It is a little clunky. I think that they hold up way better than a lot of games that come out around that time. Because I don't necessarily... Because I've played all... You know, I've played 3, I've played New Vegas, I've played 4, I've played 76. And they're not that drastically different. So while there are still some clunks with 3...
They've mostly worked them out by then?
They're similar enough.
Oh.
To where I don't feel like they're terribly... That 3 is terribly outdated.
Word.
But my opinion, you know, I'm sure a lot of people have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, and then I think the last big game that comes to mind for me, because it's probably the game that I've played more than any other game, and I've been enjoying it again since it was re-released last year, is WoW Classic.
WoW
Been
Classic.
playing that a good bit. I think there are a lot of MMOs out now, and I haven't played a lot of them, but of the ones that I have played, I feel like World of Warcraft just really has figured out the right formula for MMOs, and you know, it's I think still like the biggest MMO in the world. So
I think what WoW Classic did, because I played a little bit, you know, when it came out, I knew you were super stoked that it was coming out, and so I played it for a couple months, and I did enjoy it. And I think that what they do really well, more than any other game, is the like amount of time put in versus the rewards you get feels balanced.
yes,
Like, it is a little grindy, but you're rewarded for that grind.
yep.
Whereas MMOs nowadays, which I played a few, you know, I played Final Fantasy 14 a good amount. I played ESO right when it came out on console, and I wasn't crazy about it.
ESO, right?
Apparently, it's much better now.
The first Mexican game.
No, Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, word.
Yeah, they've still been releasing expansions, and I think they've still been working on it. So I think it's one of those games that maybe had a rocky launch, but they've kind of stuck with it and have turned it around.
Well, but I was really frustrated because I feel like once I played it when they released it on console, but it had already been out on PC for years at that point.
Yeah.
So, you know, playing
Years and years.
knowing it had been out for years, and then playing it for the first time on console, I was pretty underwhelmed overall because, you know, it's a bunch of fetch quests and stuff, which you gotta expect a certain amount of that. But
Define fetch quest. Like, where you just go do a quest just to get some shit and it's kind of pointless?
This guy has my gold bar. Go there
fetch it.
and get my gold bar and bring it back.
Dude, are you fighting another shark?
I am
Ooh,
Is this the first time?
a Mako shark.
Oh, it's a
Better-
Mako.
Mako.
Better get Mako.
Better get Mako.
He's got those Mako infused eyes.
If you don't get any of this shit, guys, check out our Let's Play of Final
VII
Fantasy
Remake.
or Final Fantasy VII Original.
check out our only other game we've played. Final Fantasy VII.
This is a Christian Let's Play. This is a Christian Let's Play where we only play games that have something having to do with Mako or Mako.
Christian conservative.
Christian conservative, and
Let's
also
play.
what were all the things that were about that you mentioned on a prior episode?
We're about Mako and we're about MAGA. Those are the two things we like.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Is Mako and MAGA.
So in the time that you guys have been talking about your games, I thought of a third game. So I have it's not a great assortment, but it's what I think of as like the games I've either played the most or had most influence on me in gaming world, or I played a lot during a fun time in life. I don't know, man. They're just the three games that come to mind. But the first one, which we've kind of broached before, GoldenEye. It's got to be in my top list, and it's also the most influential on me as a gamer now. It's all I play is different renditions.
Still use those same controls.
I still use the same
using
controls.
Legacy, yeah.
It is where gaming begins for me. Really, is GoldenEye. And we played games before that, and like when younger, the games I remember from being on Super Nintendo, like Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. Played those games a lot. Played a lot of like Mario Kart and stuff. But GoldenEye is like the first time that I was like, I got a little too fucking serious about it, and played it a shit ton over a pretty long span of time. Around, I guess, probably later than that, next phase, probably this is the computer game I played the most, and then something that we've played again recent, but Diablo 2.
Yeah.
And what's the expansion for that? Lord of Destruction.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's
I
a good
played
one.
a shit ton of that, around like middle school years with my friends, right? The first time I played that kind of online format at all.
That was crazy. I remember when Diablo 2 Online was first.
Yeah.
That
the
was
whole concept, and then how you could just go, like, we could just go to like 4 a.m. and you had no idea that much time had passed. That shit really just first happened. That kind of style of gameplay really first happened with Diablo 2, I think.
Yeah.
And then most recently, probably one of the most fun times I've had playing like a newer game, even though it's not that new at this point, is GTA 5.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. I think you like played through that whole game, didn't you?
I played through that whole game, and I don't usually do that, but I played that game a bunch.
I need to play it. I still haven't played it.
Yeah, dude, it's just
dabbled. Dabbled.
I played a good amount of, because Jimmy always had the you always would have the GTAs, or I always got access to GTAs through Jimmy, but I would always just kind of dabble. But then in 5 they made it so dynamic, like it was really dynamic gameplay. It was different. I don't know. It was like they incorporated a lot of things from games that they knew people would like, and it was different than the other GTA 5 or GTA games, but in a way that was really super dope. I know that like some before then were just what was it, like the Vice
City.
Vice City. Yeah, you can see where they're.
I mean, there's
where they were trying to like expand and stuff, but something just didn't really click with me about those. But man, GTA 5, and maybe it was just me at the time, and I had nothing going on, but I got really into that big time.
Well, I think it was the variation, because a lot of the previous GTAs felt very one-dimensional. It was just like, it was a bunch of fetch quests or races. That was essentially all you would do. As far as questing went in GTA 5, was like, go get this, or go kill this guy, or have a race. Those were
like when I was
things.
having like a lot of fun doing like yoga in GTA 5 as one of the missions, or like at one point you just get thrown out of a plane and it's like in a weird like Sopranos like dream sequence, and
funny.
you're just falling through the air, and I don't know, there's not really any point to it, but I was like, this is really dope. This feels great.
When somebody told me that there's one thing where you have to like film a couple having sex. That was one of the quests?
Oh yeah, no, it was, because you're like blackmailing someone, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I had to step away to get this shit away from this fucking dog. But you have to be like a shitty paparazzi guy and like get some voyeur stuff.
So yeah, I think that was the big selling point. Is
the different kinds of missions
the
were so
variation
awesome.
in missions, and then also weren't there like 3 different characters you could be, and then each one of them had like their own special power. Like
Yeah, and
the
I
one
think-
dude could like slow stuff down.
Yeah, that was the first one where
yeah.
I think you played a variety of
Dude,
characters.
That's right. You played 3, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff that they added to GTA 5, which I
Oh
think
man,
made
yeah.
it the
This
one.
is making me want to play this game again.
And I think the thing too about like GTA 3 and Vice City and those
GTA
older
3
ones
was
was
really
that like your character didn't talk, so the main guy that you're playing like didn't really have any depth.
Oh
yeah.
man, dude, yeah, that's a great point because that's one of the things I love is that the main guy that is like the Tony Soprano type character. I like it's just a character I really like, and he does have a lot of depth, especially when you think of the earlier GTAs where you're right, they never talked. The most you could do is just fucking work out and get ripped.
Yeah, see, like that's why I always that's why I had issue with like Zelda winning that game of the year is like, dude, he never taught, like in every single Zelda game, he never taught, like his voice is only to be like ha ha set head job. Like he has no dialogue, and that leads to a very squeaky experience.
This dog just keeps finding new squeaky toys.
This dog is having his way with me. He's really fucking poning me.
Well,
But
is
we
it
are,
about is it about that time?
Yeah, it is definitely about that time. I just kind of entered this new area while we've been talking, and I'm just going around discovering different things that I need to find. So tune in next time. I think we should definitely continue this conversation, though.
Yeah. That said, that was the most we've talked about all of our favorite games, I think, in one episode. Which episode has this been?
17.
17.
Yeah.
This is the most. So around 17, that's when you can hear when them Summerboys talk about what our favorite games are.
And Keenan, I'd like to hear more about some more of yours.
Yeah, because I know you've got a fat list.
Oh yeah, my list is horde.